watching who doesn't know, my name is Catherine, and all three of my kids were conceived through IVF. And I feel like a survivor, so it's kind of become my mission in life to reach back out and offer support and guidance to those still going through the trenches of infertility. So as this year was starting, I was thinking about all the goals that are made in January, all the plans, and thinking about how for all those years that I waited to have a baby, to have my first baby, every January I would think, is this my year? Is this the year I'm gonna get pregnant? Is this finally gonna be my year? And I started thinking about all the women who are wondering that about 2023. So I wanted to offer some advice as you're looking at the year ahead of you. The biggest piece of advice that I think I can give you is to take one step at a time. Don't look at the whole year and picture the end goal. You know what you want your end goal to be. You need to focus on the little steps and just take one step at a time. It took us a while before we could even try an IVF cycle. So once we finally got to that point, I thought, okay, this is it. We've suffered enough. We're gonna do this IVF cycle. It's gonna work. We're gonna have twins and everything's gonna be great. Well, we had opted to do some DNA testing to see if we were carriers for any genetic disorders. And there was a mess up with the third-party lab and the results were delayed. And our fertility clinic refused to move forward with the cycle until we got the results. And I don't remember how many times I cried on the phone to them, begging them to let us move forward because I didn't care what the results were gonna be. We still wanted to try and have a baby. But it didn't matter. Their policy was pretty strict and we had to wait. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that big of a deal. I think because it was the lab's error, they then rushed the results. And I don't even think it was a week that cycle was delayed. But because my expectations were way up here, when we had that little setback, I crashed and it felt like the whole world was shattering. Whereas if I'd had my expectations here, that dip wouldn't have been so bad. That drop wouldn't have been so low, and I could have picked myself up a little bit more easily and it wouldn't have felt as devastating. So that's my biggest piece of advice. Don't set your expectations up here. Set them more realistically so that you're not falling off the cliff when setbacks occur. You might take a little dip. You probably will take at least one little dip. There will probably be at least one little setback. I have done, to have my three kids, we have done 3 IUIs, 3 IVFs, and 1 frozen transfer. And I don't think it was until that very last treatment cycle, the frozen transfer, that I learned to have my expectations here so that I wasn't crashing over a side of a cliff, that I could take the bumps and roll with them and not let it shatter my whole world. So I hope you will take that piece of advice as you're moving forward this year. Of course, I hope for you that this year brings you a baby, but try not to focus on that. Focus on every little step. Get to your next doctor's appointment. Don't worry about what comes after that. Just get to your next doctor's appointment. Once that is over with, then look forward to the next thing or the next blood draw, whatever is next for you. Don't look past that. Just get to that point, take a breath, and then move forward. I do wish you the best of luck. I do hope that you have your miracle baby this year. But most of all, I hope that you're able to keep your sanity through all of this because it's hard It's exhausting, and nobody should have to do it. Thank you for watching.